how to build wealth in your 20s. So here's the 411 on how to build wealth in your 20s from a guy who became a millionaire in his 20s. Here we go. We're going to start right now. So who has the money and who looks like they have money? There's a difference. You're going to find out right now what that difference is. We're going to separate the facts from fiction for you, and I'm going to simply explain the blueprint for your best path to wealth. So I've worked with a lot of young people and taught seminars and taught in chiropractic college when I went to school, and I became very wealthy doing exactly what I'm about to tell you. The first thing I want you to understand is that there's three parts of life. Okay, there's the beginning, there's the middle, and there's the end. And everybody's the same. So I call those, the first part, the learning years. The learning years is where you learn to earn, which is what I'm about to tell you here. The second part is the earning years. That's where you're making money. You're working, you're making money, you're out hustling, okay? And the last part's the yearning years, where people slow down, they remember the good old days, usually when they were working, right? So I want you to understand that this is exactly the path that most of the people I've met who are very wealthy took. The first thing you have to understand about building wealth is that there's a vast amount of information. You got to have the right information. And the right information is available to you with a library card or on YouTube or in books and tapes. There's never been a greater opportunity. For me, I studied Robert Allen when I first started investing in real estate on how to do no money down. I studied Brian Tracy, The Psychology of Success. I studied Earl Nightingale, Lead the Field. And many of my friends did the same. I read the book, Think and Grow Rich. Okay, these are time-tested books and tapes in my day. Now videos available for you online. I had to pay for them to watch a lot of these people. I studied Tom Hopkins, The Official Guide to Success. I listened to his tapes regularly in my car driving around. So the first and most important point of your educational years, of the learning years, is to not waste your time playing video games or watching all these movies or on Netflix, binge watching, but rather to be focused on educating your mind. Your wealth starts between your ears. It starts with thinking. When I want to buy a piece of property, I don't think about all the reasons I can't do it. I think about how can I do it. You see the difference? There's a shift there. So building wealth in your 20s has a lot to do with your thinking. Now that thinking can be developed around a lot of things that happen in your life. When I read Zig Ziglar's book, See You at the Top, the book that gives you a checkup from the neck up to eliminate stinking thinking and avoiding hardening of the attitudes, the world's most deadly disease, I read that in my early 20s. And that was the first book I ever read that said to me that no matter what the hell happened to you growing up, it doesn't matter. That from here on out, you can determine your own destiny. Nobody ever, believe it or not, I don't know why, I never really understood that, okay? So reading and learning is critical to building wealth. I've never met a millionaire who didn't listen to audiobooks or videotapes or watched and learned ever. Never met one. Never. Never met a millionaire who hadn't read books like Think and Grow Rich. Never. The Power of Positive Thinking. Never met them. People read who lead. People who are wealthy are informed. And the reason they're informed is because they know that stimulating their mind and thought is the initiation of wealth. Wealth comes from thought, which is why I often tell people in their 20s, the most important thing that you could do is take care of your brain because it's your money maker. Your brain is your money maker, so you should never drink. You should never smoke weed. You should never do drugs. You should never do it. And just know that if you do, you're messing with your money maker. Now I live in Las Vegas and have for many years, and I've watched young people who have screwed up their moneymaker and get in the lifestyle and end up missing out on the learning years and the beginning of the earning years screwing around for what becomes years of hanging out in clubs. And don't do that crap. Okay? Most of these major movies, I never seen them, ever. Why? Because I'm busy making money and learning how to make money. So the first step to being successful in your 20s and developing wealth is studying wealth. The people I mentioned, study me, study other people who are very, very successful, and see how they think, how they talk, what they do. I'm very excited about this subject because I feel like I'm talking to you and I'm trying to direct you in a way so that you build wealth and that you have an opportunity to be successful. You know, my father got Alzheimer's disease and my mother had bad diabetes. They both passed, but it was because I built wealth and earned and studied hard in my 20s about wealth and sales and marketing and seminars and books and tapes and college and all that I had the money to help take care of them. See, that's important, right? That's important. Bigger than me, right? So you be able to help people in your later years by paying attention in your younger years. So let's talk about money, okay? Many of you have to understand that people who have money often don't look like they have money. I was a multi-millionaire walking around with jeans with holes in them, kind of old tennis shoes I wore every day, sometimes kind of dirty, and a polo shirt. And people would look at me and think that guy doesn't have any money. And I was like a millionaire, multi-millionaire actually, owned a lot of property, okay? So you got to understand that if you're going to go out and thinking about buying Louis Vuitton purses or getting a Corvette or big expensive watches and trying to look rich on Instagram or whatever, you're not going to be rich, okay? The people that are rich commonly don't look like they're rich. So if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and look the part and live in an expensive apartment, you're not going to have money. When I was in my 20s, I drove a used car. I lived inexpensively. I had low rent, okay? I didn't have expensive stuff, but I tell you what I did have. I had money all the time. Since I was 11 years old, I always had money. And so you want to have money to invest in opportunities. And if you're spending it all trying to look good and have expensive stuff like you want to be rich, you're not going to be rich. I see these people all the time on Instagram that seem like they're rich. And I know for a fact they don't have any money. They don't have any money. They own no real estate. They own no stocks. They own no bonds. They have no assets, okay? So for you to be wealthy, you want to start accumulating assets. So look, I want to help you to be wealthy, and I am wealthy, and I want to show you how. But you got to subscribe, my friend. You got to subscribe. And I will show you how it's done, and others can show you as well, but I think I'm a pretty good teacher at this stuff. Here's the next point, okay? And this is, my father used to say this all the time. Nothing comes to pass sitting on your ass, okay? You have to go out and engage and take action. It starts with subscribing, my friend. You gotta subscribe. Don't waste time, all right? I have to say that I see a lot of people in their 20s wasting time, and your time is very valuable, more valuable than you think it is. Money is not as important as time. Time is limited. You only have a certain amount of time. And you only have a certain amount of time to learn. You only have a certain amount of time to earn. And it's important that you spend that time building your skill set, okay? The amount of money you make is in direct proportion to the number of people you serve. The reason somebody like Mariah Carey or Britney Spears or any of the newest and latest singers are able to make so much money is because they serve so many people. They provide music for the entire globe, right? So if you want to be successful, ultra successful, it starts with taking your time and working and using it to achieve, set goals, set targets, and work towards those targets. You know, a ship without a rudder is never going to reach its port. You can never hit a target you never set, okay? So you have to set targets and goals and work towards those goals. For me, when I was younger, I learned this from my mother, I made a to-do list all the time. I got a list right here, what I'm going to talk to you about. Always have a list and work your list. And you'll get more accomplished than any of your friends, and you'll move farther and move ahead. And finally, I want to tell you that, you know, I care about you, and you're a fellow human being, and you're young, and you want to be successful, and there's a lot of things to distract you. And in order to stay focused, you got to quit looking at your phone all the time. I mean, I go out in Vegas and I'll see a number of people, they're all going out together. They're in Vegas from all over the country, and they're all sitting there texting while they're standing around each other on their phones. Put the phone away, okay? Study. Study what? Study wealth. Study wealthy people. Study what are they doing, okay? In whatever industry you're interested in, whatever you're passionate about, okay? You can make money in almost all industries. There's always the top people. The top people who are most successful, have most of the money, have certain things in common. They set goals. They study all the time. They're always trying to improve themselves. They're always trying to learn how to earn. Learn how to earn means learning how to negotiate. Roger Dawson, Secrets of Power Negotiating. Learn how to influence. Learn how to sell. Learn how to market and brand yourself. You are the product. People like and trust you, they're going to buy from you. Whether or not you decide you have your own business or work at somebody else's business, either way, it's okay. But that money that you make is critical for your wealth. And spending it on a bunch of crap that you don't need is not going to get you wealthy. When I bought my first chiropractic office, okay, I had a little bit of cash and a little bit of credit, and I bought that practice. I was just out of school. That practice was generating over $1 million a year when I retired. Okay, I bought it for less than $20,000. It wasn't much, but it was enough to get me started. I never could have done that if I didn't pay my bills, if I didn't waste a bunch of money, if I drove a brand new car, if I was in a bunch of debt. I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. So your success is directly related to what you do with your money and what you do with your mind. Those two things are very important for your success. So success in your 20s comes down to learning, earning, and realizing there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in the beginning, you need to be smart enough to make money in the middle to take care of yourself towards the end. I'm Paul Maguire. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.